Too similar, huh? We'll see about that. Exeller is the main antagonist of Sonic.exe, Spirits of Hell, and its sequel, Sonic.exe, Whisper of Soul. Unlike other EXEs, Exeller is not a demon, but a zero-classed highest. He originally had a life as a carefree and kind-hearted soul, but after some events in his life, his past had driven him to a spiral of insanity as he found out about a lot of things that he hadn't known before. When not being seen as a ruthless killer, Exeller can either be cocky or sometimes even nerdy. There's other defining factors that can make him different from your usual EXE. He will often restart the timeline he is in if he is not satisfied, giving the characters in his game another chance. He has shown remorse at times, but going through his whole backstory and more when he gets on video. Why am I saying all of this? He still looks similar to the original Mist Crimson Sonic.exe, which was one of the main reasons he got scrapped. But let me introduce you to his other forms. His true form is unique, giving him a more casual and slightly nerdy look. It strays far from the vanilla Sonic.exe look. But he also has a powered-up form from the true ending that makes him look not like the original. This alone can debunk the too similar issue I showed beforehand, but I'll double down on it. I've given my boy Exeller a chance to be in Outcome Memories by making him multiple things. This video will showcase his cost, stats, abilities, and even voice lines I've made. As an SOH and WOS fan, I've gone through and picked even some niche references to give him his own coat of uniqueness. Stick around for the end for a special message that you'll want to hear. Welcome to What If Exeller from Sonic.exe, Spirits of Hell was in Outcome Memories. Let's start with the basic stuff. His stats will be compared with 2011 X's as a base. SOH released on June 12, 2018, so I have made the cost of buying him 6,120 rings to purchase. He will have 55 sprint speed, which is slightly higher than X's with 50 sprint speed. That speed will be compensated by having less M1 damage than X. X's M1 damage is 42, or 50 with Rage. Exeller will only do 38 per M1, which means the average survivor will still take around 3 hits to kill, but even minor heals will give you the ability to take another hit due to the less damage output that he has. Along with higher speed, he will also have a better jump at 92 jump power, while X only has 85. Exeller will have more mobility but less power compared to X's stats, which is a huge difference between the two. However, 2011 X is a rushdown class that excels in single target chase, but Exeller on the other hand is a stage control class. His move kit will show he thrives in controlling certain parts of an area, and he will get his kills by cornering survivors with his abilities. This will allow a hard to master playstyle that will reward the player with good strategy. Now, on to the good stuff. As I said before, Exeller's move kit will rely on cornering survivors to get damage and kills. We'll start off with his most known ability. Exeller will snap his fingers as the clone he creates appears behind him. There's a point system where you spend points to create certain clones, and all of his clones will have limits to how many you can make. The points come back after the clones disappear, and you will have 10 points max. And as for the different kinds of clones, the Exeller clone will look exactly like Exeller and will roam around a decent sized area around where they respawn. If a survivor gets close to them, that clone will be indicated to Exeller until the survivor gets out of the detection distance. Exeller can then teleport to the clone while it's being indicated, which will cause the clone to go away and will put that clone type back on cooldown. Exabark will roam around the entire map until a survivor gets into its line of sight, to which Exabark will then chase quickly after that survivor. He is not faster than them, but he's still fast compared to their run speed. And if he catches up to them, he will go to bite them, which will deal 45 damage before disappearing. Exabark will not disappear if it only lessens the dodge meter and can be destroyed by 2 stuns. Sonic's drop dash will destroy it with only 2 hits, and Amy can destroy it in 1 hit with strength. Knuckles' Flame Charge Punch will also instantly destroy it, and Metal's Charge will instantly destroy it, but give the ability 7 extra cooldown seconds. Destroying Exabark will initiate its cooldown. Execune will float upwards with a huge detection range as it floats around the map in the sky, or the roof in a map like X's castle. Once he sees someone, the survivor will see an icon of Execoon and a warning sound effect when spotted. Execoon will then take 2 seconds to charge up a beam, similar to Tails' arm cannon, before firing it. It will deal 5 damage for every 0.5 seconds touching the beam and 1.5 seconds of burning for every sec touching the beam. He can be destroyed by a ranged stun, and he will disappear after destroying the beam, initiating his cooldown time. XB will follow Exeler around and jump whenever Exeler jumps with a 0.75 second delay. Survivors touching XB when he jumps will take 2 damage every 0.5 seconds they are touching him. He can only be destroyed by falling into the void and not perfect, but he'll disappear after 18 seconds, which will initiate his cooldown. And we'll get back to him later, don't worry. Exeler will be locked into the direction his camera is facing and cannot move until after the move is over. He will flash red 3 times like 2011X's charge. He will only have 0.25 seconds between each flash. After the 3rd flash, and then after 0.75 seconds, Exeler will charge forward in the direction he was locked in. If he grabs the survivor, the initial grab will do 5 damage, then he'll ignite the survivor for 35 damage, and then the survivor will take about 5.5 seconds of burning damage. This move can be used for mobility for bigger gaps and if used in the air. It's probably the most unoriginal move in his kit, since it's kind of like Fleetway's lifesteal, but this is actually a reference to the one ending in Whisper of Soul where he just incinerates Knuckles for some reason. Which, by the way, why was he so washed in Whisper of Soul? Anyway. Exeler will take a 50-50 gamble at whether he gets light or dark energy. An orb of light or dark energy will charge at his hand like Silver's orb in the Disaster, and he will be slowed as it charges. When launched with the M1 button, he will launch the energy ball at the cursor's direction. Hitting a survivor with light energy will heal them by 12 HP if they touch it, but if shot at a wall, it will make a small explosion and push everyone near it away. Dark energy will poison a survivor, and poison just tints their screen slightly purple and have purple bubble-like effects on their survivor model. It's just the same as burn though, and they will be poisoned for 2 seconds, and they will receive 10% more damage from everything for 30 seconds. Both energies actually have unique impacts on the corpses of survivors, however, except for the robot characters, which as of version 0.1 is just Metal Sonic. Light energy will revive a dead player on their last life at 15 HP. This can help you if you want a different LMS outcome. Dark energy, however, will revive a player as a minion. They have designs similar to the ones in Exeler's games, and they will only get one of their moves chosen at random. They can use to attack survivors. Some moves will be changed to actually be useful for dealing damage. They are stunned twice as long from stun, but will add an extra 10 seconds to the ability cooldown that was used on them. Using the dark energy on them again will give that minion a 3-second speed boost, but hitting a minion with light energy will slow them down for 3 seconds. He has 2 passives too, which are: whenever a survivor is killed, specifically killed, not downed, there will be a decently sized indication area around where they died. Any survivor approaching into this area will cause them to be indicated and giving Exeler a ding sound effect, but only when they enter, not when they leave. Remember XB from earlier? If the XB clone is out during the final 80 seconds, he will transform into his true form. He will float after the nearest survivor while being a little faster than Exebark. He cannot be destroyed but can be stunned by everyone except Metal Sonic. Stunning XB in his true form will cut the cooldown of the ability in half. For example, Tails' arm cannon will be on cooldown for 17.5 seconds instead of 35. If reaching a survivor, he will squeeze them in his hand to deal 51 damage before tossing them in a random direction. He can float up in the air too if someone like Tails decides to glide. The ring is also closed off for the first 30 seconds, very similar to Kara's passive in private servers. I will use clips from the games for these and voice act the unique phrases. Please note that I am no voice actor, I'm just doing this so you have an idea of what they sound like. Time to die, sucker. You're too slow. Your death is certain. It's a shame my favorite victim had to die so quickly. Looks like Deja Vu couldn't help you this time. The fabled Echidna warrior. You have the strength of an army but couldn't protect yourself. Pitiful. Simple trinkets and wits won't deter me from my ultimate victory, Doctor. Figured you were smart enough to realize that, though. One day you'll realize that no one can ever truly be perfect. and certainly not you. I still wonder why you must be put in the prophecy back where I'm from. It was just as easy to kill you as it was to take over your body in my dimension. Guess I can use your own body better than yourself, huh? You have no soul. You weren't worth my time, but I can only take so many annoyances. Take a glimpse into the future now. You'll still see there's no point in trying to stop me. I expected more out of royalty. Perhaps the soul will provide some use for me. How can you call yourself a marksman while only using corks? Pfft, waste of my time. Ultimate life form, huh? I can only imagine the disappointment and heartbreak that you left her with your death. Sally. Looks like you still failed your people in the end. Get them. Go. You, follow me. Nice and toasty. Is it warm in here, or is it just me? Wow, you suck at this. Ha! Idiot. I'll take care of you later. We will meet again very soon. Consider this my gift to you, prolonging your death. Get up. We have work to do. Take care of them. Quickly. Do not fail me. No! We are not done here. Ready for round 2? As you can see, they're very corny, but they fit Exeler since he considers himself not like other EXEs. So there you have it, Exeler's moveset. If you made it to here after watching the rest, thank you. The aim of this video was to share my passion with the games Exeler is from, and because I genuinely think he could fit in the game. If you're not in the dev team, which almost all of you won't be, if not all of you, let's try to get this video to them. Maybe they'll consider it. However, if you are a dev, just hear me out, If the design is what you're worried about, he has other designs that you could use that I mentioned in the video. His moveset, I believe, is unique enough to be fun and interesting, and I went ahead and balanced as best as I could. I would really appreciate it if the team would consider adding him. I don't mind waiting for a really late version of Outcome Memories to actually have him. I don't care if it's version 0.6 or heck, version 1.0. I can wait for him. I just want him in. That's my case, but I think a lot of other people would want him in too. I would be happy to negotiate further if you would contact my Discord. You'd probably know me as the guy who started the Sunky in Outcome Memories movement if you didn't know me. But either way, it's in my channel links. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.